So someone asked me a beautiful question. It's actually based on his son. He said, can you name a son Hashem? And I love this question. I got this before Shabbos, and I was tumbling a lot of Shabbos over the Shaila. Can you name a baby Hashem? There's always interesting names today that we give, and this is definitely a new one. There's no problem saying Hashem, calling someone Hashem first. Hashem just means the name. And in fact, even if you say that it's Hashem's name, we find already that Shalom is also Hashem's name. Ad kedei kach. I was telling the kids, the youth minyan, that the third stage of the Neshama Yesera actually comes in Hashkivenu. For Salinu Sukkah Shloimecha, Shalom is the name of the Shechina. That's when you get the Neshama Yesera. First you get the Nefesh, that's in the beginning of Shabbos, and the Ruach is by Mizmor Shilem Shabbos, and then there's For Salinu Sukkah Shloimecha, that's the expanded, that's the ultimate Neshama Yesera that we get. Why? Because Shalom is the name of Shechina. This whole Shaila, if you could say Shalom in the Beis HaMechatz, etc. But then I was schmoozing. In my mind already, I decided that I think it's Pashat, not a good idea to call its child a name, but the Shaila is why. So I was schmoozing with my Yedidi, Rabbi Cheskel Spitz, a big Talmud Chacham. He told me a Maise. Someone once came, I think it was perhaps maybe his father, his grandfather. And he said that this person came and asked him, he said, I want to name my daughter after Avraham Avinu. Hashem Be'ech is Avraham Bakol, Chazai Avraham Bakol. Bakol was a daughter. He didn't want to call her Bakol, but he wanted to name her after Avraham Avinu. So this tzaddik told this person that was asking me, he said, because you always have to be a chacham when you answer, to know what the person's looking for. Can't just say no. He said, to name the daughter after Avraham Avinu, you're going to call him Avram? I don't think there's any equivalent of a female name for Avram. But he told him like this. He said, by Avram Avinu it says, Avram Avinu hayei beracha. You should be a beracha. Avram Avinu, you should be the essence of a beracha. So he said you should name your daughter Beracha. And perhaps maybe that's where the minig is, that Beracha is actually a very common name. It's actually connected to Avram Avinu. And I love the answer. And then he said that Api Kabbalah is always an Indian to name your child with Hashem's name. For example, Yehuda, for example, Eliezer, perhaps myself, Daniel. It's actually Daniel. But to incorporate and be Mitzaref Hashem's name, that is a big Indian Api Kabbalah. What's the difference? There's a major difference. And it connects to a question that I asked the Kinderlach on Shabbos and also in Shul. It's a great question. I asked, how many times does it say Eliezer in this week's Parshas Chayei Sarah? And when you hear the question initially, if you didn't hear the question before, you're thinking to yourself, Eliezer and Avram must be mentioned at least 10 times. He's the star. He's the star of this week's Parshas Chayei Sarah. But what's interesting is that slowly, each Aliyah, the kids are looking for the name Eliezer. He's not shown up, doesn't show up. Haloi Davaru, Mamash Apela. How's Eliezer not mentioned in Parshas Chayei Sarah? You would. My son actually asked me. He said, well, it should be called Parshas Eliezer, not Parshas Chayei Sarah. The Yikah is Eliezer. It's all about Eliezer. The answer is exactly that. It's all about Eliezer and Avram. But because Eliezer had a shlichus, and he knew he had a shlichus, like Chazal say, and he knew that he was going to have negias, personal interest. When a person has personal interest in something, it's going to destroy him. Chas v'shalom. You have to be so careful when you're doing something, and you already smell that there's personal interest. So therefore, Eliezer had to make sure that he is not going to fall into this trap because he had a daughter that he wanted Yitzchak to marry, but he knew that that's not what Avraham Avinu wants. He asked him. So therefore, he made every try. He davened to Rebbeinu Shemulai lo yisei v'ayisha acharai. Ulai is a lashon Eli. Eli. He knew that there was an Eli. It was to me. He had to watch out for that. To bring out this point, the Torah doesn't even mention Eliezer, only calls him Eved Avram. A person in this world, everyone in their own journey, has a shlichus. And the trouble and the danger is personal interest. The negias. And we have to watch out for that. If we want to say thank you to Hashem, what stops us is the negias. Hashem, calling a child Hashem, besides all the strange things that could happen, Baruch Hashem, and all the funny things, or Ani Hashem, I'm Hashem. it loses the idea of Hashem joining you, and instead what you have is Am Hashem, Ani Hashem. The chokhmah is to bring out that everything that I do in life, I remove myself. I remove the Anoichi. Like the Baal Shem Tov says, Anoichi oimed vel Hashem v'neichem. What's standing between us and Hashem is the Anoichi, is the me. It's thinking that I'm involved here. Therefore, I would certainly not recommend it. And I think also, especially we're going now into the Chodesh of Hoidah, of Kislev. So much to speak about, and I said on Shabbos, Kislev is a kisui of the heart. It covers up the heart. You want to say thank you, but there's a cover. And to be moide, just besides meaning saying thank you, it also means to admit. So many times we should be admitting something to whether it's our spouse or ourselves or to the Rebbeinu Shem, but we get in the way. So it's the beginning of the month, Thursday. We should already start 30 days from Chanukah. It's Gewalt, such a special holiday, such a special Chag, such a special Yontav. Chazal say Yontav Avodah, to say thank you and to admit, I'm the Eved of the Rebbeinu Shalom. I want to do what Hashem wants. Help me. That's a siyata dishmai that comes from the tefillah to be moeded to Hashem.